Hello everyone, and thank you for watching Fayetteville Public Utilities Channel 6. I'm Sarah Mike Young, and today in our studio we have some very special guests with us today. We have Miss Julie Miller and Miss Amy Satterfield with us, and we're going to talk about REACH today of Lincoln County. It's a pleasure to have you both in the studio today.
Thank you.
We'll start out by letting you introduce yourselves and telling folks at home a little bit about yourself. So we'll start with you, Julie.
Okay, I'm Julie Miller. I guess I'm the Executive Director. I'm the big fancy title, I guess, with REACH.
I'm Amy Satterfield. I'm a speech pathologist with the Flintville School.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about REACH and help folks at home to know what REACH is, what it stands for. So let's talk about that first. What does REACH stand for?
Okay. So what REACH is, formerly we were called CAM. Some people may be familiar with that, which was Coldwater Autism Awareness Ministry. We found while we were doing the ministry that there was more of an outreach that was needed in our community. So we found that not only was there a need for the autism community, that there was a need in the special needs community as a whole. So we kind of just got together with Amy and some other wonderful ladies that are on our board who I wish we could all cram in here together today. I've got some awesome ladies that I wish, and Steve, my husband, who is not here, all got together and thought, well, you know, let's keep this going. Let's just expand a little bit. It seemed like a natural progression. So we changed the name. REACH seemed like the appropriate name because we were reaching out. We're reaching into the community, reaching more people in the community, and hopefully spreading more awareness of what's going on in this population within Fayetteville and Lincoln County, of all special needs, all the people that need more inclusion, need more, trying to find the right words, I guess, education, you know, whatever their needs are, that we can be an advocate for that. So it just seemed like a natural progression to the next thing. So we're hopefully here for them to provide whatever their needs are. If you want to kind of elaborate, there's lots of stuff that we do. I don't want to take all the stuff. Amy can kind of talk a little bit more about what we do.
Yeah, I think what we hope to do is to specifically support families to kind of help them find things and find services, and if they have questions and if they have need help being pointed in the right direction. I think that's one of the things that we want to do, because sometimes when you receive a diagnosis, your child receives a diagnosis, or a family member, you kind of don't know where to go. You feel overwhelmed and confused, and many of us have experienced that. So we want to kind of help, guide people, but then also we want to just help get them connected to services. If we come up with ideas or services and know that they might need specific things, then we want to help point them in the right direction for that. I think also we just want to support those families and just let them know that we understand and we care, and to try to help them feel like, someone knows what they're going through. So I think that's a lot of what we're trying to do. And then also we just want to have fun. We just want to give opportunities for families to do some really fun stuff and to get connected to the community. And I think we're going to talk more about that, about some of the great things we've got in store.
All right. So, you kind of talked a little bit about it. You touched on it a little bit, but the idea to form the group REACH, you started out as Coldwater Autism Awareness, but where did the idea come from to get this started?
Well, I think probably God. Most of all, I guess, more than anything. I think just talking amongst ourselves, with others, just seeing the need, just talking to parents, talking to children, educators, therapists, mainly the families, I think, just, stating the needs that, that they had, that there was kind of a void there, that things that they, if they felt like they needed, there was a void there where they felt a little bit lost, they needed somebody to help them, point them in a certain direction. So it just seemed natural to, people that Steve and I knew, or whomever that we knew just from, working within CAM and stuff, that when we started talking about REACH, we thought, okay, then if we wanted to form a board and start talking about this, then we asked, those that we consider our dream team, which are me, Amy, and then we have, can I talk about that?
Sure,
absolutely. About those that aren't here. Okay,
yeah.
Well, Amy, of course, is on our board, who is our amazing. She does all of our outreach stuff, all our social media stuff, all of this stuff that we're doing today, and 6,000 other things. She does an amazing job with that. And then Steve, of course, my husband, he's on the board. Felicia Reiner, who is a special needs teacher at Lincoln County High School, and does 100 other things, like, you know, with the special needs community. Stephanie Hathcock, who is a certified applied behavioral analysis therapist who specializes in autism. She also has started our respite nights at First Baptist. And then Deborah Smith, who is one of the associate deans out at Motlow College, who, you know, she has grandsons that both have autism. She is very embroiled into the autism community, does a million things as well, especially within our community. And then her daughter Amanda, who is also on our board as well, who tries to come and be involved as much as she can. So we really feel like, you know, we just have this stacked dream team for our board, and just super enthusiastic, just always full of awesome ideas, and just willing to work just so hard. We couldn't do it without them, for sure. We're so thankful.
Absolutely. So there are some upcoming activities. You know, summer is here. And there's some upcoming, yay!
Hallelujah.
There are some upcoming activities that Reach will be doing. So let's talk a little bit about the activities that are coming up. Amy, we'll start out with you a little bit to talk about that.
We've got something really big that's going to be coming up quick, and we're really hustling to get it to happen. We are partnering with the Fayetteville Lincoln County Arts Center to bring together an art camp for special needs students, for children and adults. And we're teaming up with Melanie Layton from the Arts Center, and we're bringing together this art camp, and it's going to be an amazing week of really great experiences. And so I want to tell you all the details about that. It's going to be June the 17th through the 21st, from 10 to 12. At the Arts Center, and we're going to have registration starting at like 9:45, and it's going to be open to 30 participants. We're charging $25 a person. Now, we do have a grant that we were awarded. It was a $1,500 grant to try to bring in our artists, but then we're charging the fee to kind of help with supplies and things like that. But the artists that are going to be coming are professional artists around the state, or around the local area, and they're going to come in and demonstrate and work with the children in order to give them experiences in different kinds of art. There's going to be some performance art, some visual art, and lots of different really neat activities. And so it's going to be hands-on. They're going to be able to take some things home with them at the end of the week, and then other things they're just going to experience it. And it's going to be for any ability level. We're going to have lots of support and people that are going to be supportive in helping the kids do and to participate. And it's going to be a really, really neat week. So that's what we're trying to gear up and get started first off for our first big thing for the summer.
All right, so the age group, let's talk a little bit about the age group. Tell folks at home what age group. It is going to be at the Fayetteville Arts Center. For folks that don't know, that's right off the square in downtown Fayetteville. Let's talk about some of the classes and some of the things that are going to happen during art camp.
Okay, it'd be ages 7 and up. We'll have, like Amy said, it's 30 total participants. We'll have 10 groups of 3, and they'll move throughout the day. And so we'll have different things planned for each day, but some of the artists will be there every day. And we're still kind of in the works of doing that. Like Amy said, we're still in the works of getting this together, and we have some of our artists are confirmed. Some of those we're still kind of firming up a little bit. For sure, we'll have a drumming class. Who will be teaching that is Daniel Henderson, who is the assistant band director at Fayetteville High School, and is also the drumming director there. So he is so much fun. So that'll be really great. And he'll be there several days during the week, definitely on Friday. And we'll tell you a little bit more about Friday here in a minute. Melanie Layton, who is the one that we're partnering with, she's going to be doing an interpretive art class to music with watercolors, which will be kind of neat. She was telling us about it. I wish she was here to explain it a little better.
Yeah.
She knows more about the art part about it, but where the kids will have ways to do different art with the watercolors to different types of music. So there's no wrong way to do it. They totally do it the way they want, how they interpret it to the music. We have a sculptor that's coming that does stuff with clay. They're going to do this dragon type thing. They will fire it at the end of the week. They'll be able to take it home. We have a welder that's coming. He takes it's huge metal pieces. It's really neat. She went to Panoply actually and found a lot of these artists, and where he welds big pieces together, and it's kind of just again interpretive, where the children will get to choose different pieces. He will do the welding. They won't necessarily get to weld, but they will get to watch and choose, and they get to create it. Kind of telling where to do what, sort of. They will be doing garden stones, and I'm trying to think. Oh, there will be a story time. We kind of have a downtime, sort of like it's going to be a lot going on, so we kind of want them to have a decompression sort of time, where they're going to have a snack. And so we have a Mother Goose and a Princess Paintbrush that is going to be there, and they'll do a story, and it would be kind of an art inclusive, as well as have a snack, and that'll be included during the day too. So all of these artists, like Amy said, are professionals. They're not just somebody, like me going in there and trying to teach art, which would be a disaster. These are people that are just, well known. They are professionals. They sell their art. They do this stuff. So it'll be something that, these children are not just going in there just to, kill some time and, do something sort of creative. They're actually going to learn something and be able to take it home at the end of the week. And if you want to talk about what happens on Friday, I don't want to do all the talking there.
On Friday, we're going to display everything that we've done through the week and have a little art show. So it'll still be from 10 to 12, but we're just going to display everything we've done throughout the week. They can take home some of the things, I think, like the clay sculptor and the stone art, and then, like the welding statue, whatever they end up with that will probably stay at the art center and things like that. And we're going to try to have a lunch when it's finished. We're going to invite the public and the mayors and anyone who wants to come and visit and just show what we've done for the week, kind of like as an exhibit of all the stuff. Put it up in the gallery. Yeah, put it up in the gallery, and it's just going to be really interesting and fun, unique experiences. Like she said, it's not going to be just color sheets and finger painting or whatever that you might typically do, every day at school. This is going to be unique experiences, so we're really excited.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. Yeah, as you said, there's $25 fee. Registration will be that day before. But if people have questions or they want to know anything about the camp, they can contact you guys. And now, how can they do that?
You can look on our Facebook page, Reach of Lincoln County. We have a Facebook page, and we're going to be posting those things regularly. You can also email us. Our email address is reachlincolncounty@gmail.com, so if you have any specific questions. Also, anyone can go to the Art Center website to register, so that's the flc-artcenter.com, and the registration form is there. We also have a little flyer, kind of brochure thing that kind of goes into detail. I think that's on the page also. So somebody can print that out, fill it out, and we can register the day of. I think they also can turn the forms in at the Art Center prior to. Deadline to register is June the 7th. Okay. So that way we know how much supplies to get, what kind of support we need in order to support the kids that are going to be coming, and so that we can get everything ready.
All right.
And you can go ahead and register now.
Yes, it's up.
But you pay the first day of camp. So you just pay your fee the first day of camp.
Okay, so you can register ahead of time, but just pay your $25 when you get there.
Right.
Let's talk a little bit about, you talked about respite nights, and you talked about, this is one thing that's going on during the summer, but there are some other activities going on, so let's talk about that as well.
There are. Probably the next big thing after this, and we're so excited about this, it's hard to even think about what's coming next, but our next big thing is we're having a pool party. It's kind of the pool party / end of summer, school's about to start bash, I guess, sort of, in our respite night, I guess, thing. It's on July the 26th at our local pool here. It's free to all our special needs families. You will need to register. How do they register? Is that
they can just email.
Okay, so through email at the reachlincolncounty@gmail.com, and just let us know the I can't remember the deadline to register.
The week before.
I think it's the Friday before.
Friday before.
It's because this is on a Friday and I can't remember the date. Sorry.
Yeah, so like the 19th or something.
The 19th.
Okay, thank you. The 19th in my brain. And so the pool party, like I said, it's for the special needs families. It's totally free. We have pizza, we'll have music, we'll have karaoke. Of course, we'll have the pool, which is the biggest draw. And so we've done this for several years. It's always a huge hit. We have stuff for the kids to play with in the pool, and then, of course, the pool itself is the biggest draw. We have lifeguards on hand. We always have extra lifeguards there. So it'll be completely supervised. Not only that, but we'll have extra, like we always have a lot of student volunteers, and then we have adult volunteers as well that are there to help, so there's lots of eyes watching, so we never want any parents or families to feel like, there's not enough people watching or something. We definitely have a lot of people there. And we just have a great time. There's a lot to eat, there's a lot to do. We not only have fun, but it's a great way for the families to come together, to talk, to kind of network, because a lot of times this can, the families, they can feel very isolated, and it's hard to get out, to meet families that may understand what they're going through, to feel like, maybe you just don't understand, why my child may be doing this or whatever. It's a very open, very understanding environment, and so it always seems to be a really big hit. So we would really encourage people to register. Go ahead and register. You can register right now if you want to. And we'll be there for sure. Everybody will have their floaties on and be ready to go.
Right. We were partnering with First Baptist Church. They have their VIP program. Their VIP program, and they've been hosting these respite nights. And so Reach has been partnering with First Baptist Church to help them with their VIP. And what we do, the pool party is like the summer activity, but throughout the year, the respite nights is where on a Friday night, a family of some parents, they can drop their children off at First Baptist Church, and they can go have an evening to do whatever it is they need to do, or to go out to eat, or to go shopping, or to just have some time away, knowing that there's, adults and teenagers that are familiar with their child to help them so that they can get an evening away. And the respite nights have been a blast. We've had 3 or 4 in the last year, and Stephanie organizes them and gets them ready. But we have a preschool class, and then some school age class, and then an adult class, and we come together, and there's crafts, and we play, and there's fun stuff. Yes, we eat. That seems to be a theme that we always kind of figure out how to eat, which is good. But the respite nights have been wonderful. To just let the parents and the caregivers have some time. It can be difficult when you're raising a child or children, or have an adult with special needs. I mean, it's perpetual, intensive, 24/7 care, and it's hard to turn it off or to step away. And so Stephanie started this program at First Baptist to give those parents and caregivers some time to just have a breather for a minute, and then just being able to care for the kids and the adults that come. It's really been special. Each time we get together, there's another theme. So this last time it was like Mother's Day, and we made stuff for Mom, and we made tie-dye t-shirts, and then back in February it was Christmassy things and Valentine's things. So there's themed crafts, and there's games, and the teenagers that come help us, the Making Moments program from the high school, they are delightful. They come and they are all in, and they support the kids, they play with the kids, we have a good time. And what I think is fun and wonderful is that there are kids there with special needs, and then there's kids there and adults there that don't have special needs, and everybody just comes together, and we just have a good time, and we just have fun and support each other, and it's just really been great to get together for those respite nights. So the pool party is our high summer activity. That's going to be our fun activity for the summer, but probably around September is where we'll schedule the next respite night. It's about every 3 months is when First Baptist tries to help them. So we try to partner with them and support them and do that ministry with them. So that's why we love being a part of the VIP program.
So if anybody's interested in that, they definitely should call First Baptist Church as well and get in touch with them.
Yes.
To kind of get in with you guys as well.
They can do that, or they can email us. Either way.
Either way.
Either way.
Great.
Great.
Let's talk about some of the things that, Reach is here in our community, but you've also been able to give back, not only kind of in the ways that you're talking about, but what are some other ways that you've been able to give back to our community with Reach?
Well, recently we were fortunate enough to be able to buy some homeschool curriculum for a child with Down syndrome, and so that was very rewarding. So we got to see a video of the child using it already, you know, just loving it. It already seems effective, you know, things like that. Being able to supply, you know, curriculum like that, iPad curriculum, things like that we use for children, you know, especially Amy knows more about this being a speech pathologist, that they use it for communication, you know, being able to communicate the nonverbal children like that. We've been able to do some more of that. And a lot of, I think, support just through these kind of things that we've been able to do, just not just financially or monetarily, but just as an outreach of being there, of bringing the awareness, of being able to talk to people, of people being able to contact us, and us. Sometimes we're just kind of the first stop. If we're not able to help, then we're able to point them in the right direction, you know, to whatever maybe they need something more significant or bigger than what we are. You know, we're you know, here, and we're so willing to help as much as we can. But if it's something bigger, then maybe we need to, you know, move them on to whatever. So we try to help them make those contacts as best we can. Trying to think of what else that we've been able to do. We do help a lot, you know, like I said, with the nonverbal children probably has been the biggest thing. We've done a lot of sensory items and stuff that we've been able to do with, even we just like purchase it and, you know, we ship it straight to the home, you know, which seems to be helpful for the families. You know, they don't even have to get out, you know, even for this most recent one. Like, we try to make it as easy as we can. You know, I don't want a family or a parent to have to meet us somewhere and to have to go get anything or do anything. If we can get it, ship it to them, do whatever to make it simple, that's what we try to do. So like even these sensory things, it's like, okay, tell me your address, you know, send me exactly what you're talking about. You know, what does your child need exactly? You know, okay, we'll do it, we'll send it to you. You know, we've even had people with Department of Children's Services contact us for children that are, you know, in foster care and stuff that need stuff that we've been able to help. Child locks, safety things, you know, stuff like that we've been able to help with. So, you know, we'd like to, that's why we like doing things like this, because I feel like there's always other things, you know, more that we could even be doing that, you know, maybe we haven't even tapped into yet, that there are people out there. Because like we said, sometimes people don't ask, you know, they don't either want to ask or feel like they shouldn't ask or don't need to ask or whatever. And that is exactly why we're here, you know, is just to do whatever that need is. If we can't help, then we want to help you find those that will, you know. So whatever the need is, you know, if it's untapped, if I haven't mentioned it, that doesn't mean we won't do it. It's just I haven't thought of it, you know, or it's something that I'm just not thinking of right now. But we're so willing to do whatever, you know, however we can.
To help.
Yeah.
That's great. This is something, you know, you're talking about all the things that you do for the community and how to give back to the children in our community. Well, it's not just children, it's adults too, and young adults. But what fundraisers do you do throughout the year to fund the projects? How do you guys do that?
I don't want to do all the talking, so if you want to talk some.
Oh, we're developing that. We're trying to work on ways that we can fundraise and things like that. Of course, anyone can go to our website, reachlivelincolncounty.com, and there's a place on there where you can donate. And we would love for people to just make donations. It's a PayPal link where they can click on the link and donate through PayPal. Back for Host of Christmas Past, we sold some little ornaments that children and students and adults had made. Some little Christmas ornaments, and Steve made some little spinners and different things like that. So we're trying to develop some ways where we can do some fundraising and things. So that's still in process for us, but we would love for people to help donate. I think that's one thing that we didn't mention for the art camp, is that if someone wants to sponsor a participant, we would welcome that. And then also if someone wanted to sponsor an artist, we would welcome that as well. So that would be one way that somebody could participate in a very direct, specific way to help us get the art camp going.
That's great. So that is one way that folks can donate. As Amy said, you can go out to the website. There's a way for you to donate, you know, on a regular basis if you'd like to, or give a one-time donation. But, you know, in conjunction with the art camp that's coming up, that's a great way if you'd like to sponsor a student or you'd like to sponsor an artist. These ladies would be excited. But you also would be excited if maybe you can't give monetarily, if you can donate your time in any way, form, or fashion. I think you guys would be excited about that.
Absolutely.
And would love to have that help.
Yes.
Absolutely. And it's the biggest blessing ever, I think, you know, especially through, like Amy mentioned, the VIP nights and stuff. You know, it's not work, you know, we work the whole night, you know, doing whatever, but it's just the biggest blessing ever. We have a great time, and being with these families and these children and adults, you know, it's just the biggest blessing ever. And, you know, you learn so much about them and their families and ourselves, and it's just the best. It's just amazing.
Absolutely. If that is something that folks at home are interested in, you guys would love for them to connect with you on Facebook or through the email and get in touch with you.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Here's something that I was going to ask you guys, and it's something that I want that I just wanted to ask. But, you know, what's something you want to tell people in the community that you wish they knew or understood about REACH and the children served by REACH and young adults and adults served by REACH?
I think families that have individuals with special needs in them, they can feel very isolated. They can feel like we're the only ones that struggle with this. When you're caring for a child or an adult with very specific needs, your whole life revolves around that. So it may be hard to make connections. It may be hard to trust people. You know, I'm going to leave my child with you, and that can be a very hard thing for a parent or a caregiver to do. So that's why we try to say there's people that are there to support, and you know, it's okay, and we kind of know, we kind of understand. So I think I would like for the community to know that it can be really tough and feel isolating and feel alone to have family members with special needs, and that, like she said, sometimes they don't want to ask. You can feel like your child's going to be a bother. Oh no, you know, I don't want them to interrupt. I don't want them to make a scene. You know, so you can be very nervous about those kinds of things. So I would like the community to know that they can open their arms and accept people with and families that have special people in their families. And that's one of the things that we're trying to promote. Our kind of tagline is accepting, believing, and belonging. We want these families to feel accepted by the community, and we want the families to feel like they belong in specific ways. And so we want to help the community members, businesses and organizations and schools and just whatever, to feel like they're better equipped to accept these families. Because I can also understand the perspective that if that's not what you're used to, it's like, oh, you know, I don't want to do anything wrong. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I feel awkward. So we kind of want to help be that bridge where you help the community to accept people with special needs, and then we want to help the families that have people with special needs to feel like they belong. So that acceptance and belonging kind of give and take. So that's what I would really like for the community to know, is that's what we're here to do on both ends of that, to help everybody out and get connected. Because when we do, you're blessed more than you can ever imagine. Mm-hmm. You think you're going to give, but you end up receiving way more than you could have ever given. Mm-hmm. And it's always a good thing.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And I think it's worth, sometimes I think people can be a little bit intimidated. Mm-hmm. Meaning just people in the community is like, okay, what if I say the wrong thing? Yes. You know, what if I don't really know what to say, you know, because I'm not really sure what's going to happen, or, you know, what's going to be the comeback from this. But, you know, I would just say to take the time to listen, to understand, to be patient, because sometimes it takes, it may take a little more time, it may take a little more patience, a little more understanding. It may be worth going on Google and maybe reading about something just to figure out a little bit more about, okay, what does that mean if this person says they have, fill in the blank or whatever. It might be worth, finding out a little bit more than just, maybe whatever the stigma is, or whatever the basic conversation is, because for me, for all of us that are I'm sorry, I've touched my microphone. For all of us that are involved in this, we all have kind of a toe in this world, and if we hadn't, we wouldn't understand this so much, and of course it's very close to all of our hearts. But it's a privilege now that we all know so much. It's a privilege to me that I do know so much, and I want to know. So, even now that we have formed REACH, and I have learned more about even more different special needs, different things, it's a privilege for me to know, and I want to know more. I want to take that time, I want to have that patience and all that, and I would encourage people to do that, because it's so worth it, because these families and these individuals, they are so full of information, they're so full of joy, they're so funny, they're so smart, it's just worth the time for the community not to just pass them by, not to just feel like, okay, well, I said hello and I moved on, because, maybe they don't know what to say, and I can understand that, not faulting anybody, I can totally understand that, but it is worth having that conversation and taking that time, because you never know, you never know what'll happen, and it may be hilarious, it may be great, so it's worth taking the time for that, and hopefully, the more we do this, and we can encourage the community, and we can get people out, and have people in the community kind of interact and stuff, that'll become more of a norm, so that's kind of what we're hoping, that'll become more of a normal thing, and it's just, it's not really that it's all that different, that's just what it is, so.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies. Let's talk a little bit about something else that I want folks to know. You guys also have some resource guides and information as well that is out there for our community. Amy, you kind of touched on this, and so did you, Julie. If maybe you've recently gotten a diagnosis, or your child has gotten a diagnosis, or you're a young adult, definitely there's some resources out there to kind of give people guidance. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, we are trying to develop things that that will help people. So we've got one resource guide that we've developed called 10 Questions. If you want to know, if you're concerned that you think your child has a disability, so 10 questions you might could ask. And so that's kind of to help someone if they think their child is not quite developing like they should, some resources where they could go and look at trusted websites to kind of help them along that journey. And then another resource guide we've developed is one that for students leaving high school. And it's like, well, what do we do now? What's out there now? Because we get a lot of information in public schools about special education and special services, but a lot of times when you leave public school, you just don't know where to go or what to do. So we developed that guide for someone anticipating leaving high school to try to give them some information of what is out there for post-secondary education and opportunities for people with special needs. And there's a lot more. There used to not be very many opportunities at all, and now there's a wide range of opportunities for all different ability levels. And so we've tried to develop that to help someone. Another thing that we've developed is we're trying to, again, connect the community to people with special needs. So we've developed a resource guide for businesses. So I imagined in my mind, if I'm a business owner and someone comes in and I can see that, there's some differences there, okay, what do I do to help them feel welcomed in my business? So this is a business guide to help welcome people with special needs. And it's just tips and ideas on how to make the physical layout of your building and some communication kinds of things so that a business owner or manager or worker could, kind of effectively communicate and participate with a family like that. So we've kind of developed those, and we're hopefully going to develop more, just trying to think of ways that we could help people connect in the community. And the other guide, or the other thing that we've developed, is a financial assistance form, because Julie had talked about how we want to help a specific family, maybe with software or equipment, or maybe a therapy or something like that, so they can also go to our website or the Facebook page and download the financial assistance form, fill that out, and then we discuss it and do everything we can to try to fulfill that need. So that's kind of an ongoing process for us, and we hopefully can be developing other kinds of resources for people, so that, like Julie said, a lot of times we might be the first stop, or we want to be the first stop, and so they can go and say, okay, that would help me, and then they can get that guide from us, and they're free. It's just you sign up with your email address, and then we put you on our newsletter emailing, so that you can continue getting information and stay connected with us. And so we hope to be developing more resources like that for people.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit more, and we'll remind folks about the art camp that's coming up. Remind them about ways that they can give if they'd like to as well, and how they can register. So we'll finish up with that real quick, because we want people to remember that. Yes. And the pool party.
Yes. Well, look for it. It will be on Facebook. Amy already has stuff out there on Facebook. There will be an article in the paper. Should be on the back of the Exchange. Some more information about it. You can register on the Art Center websites, flc-artcenter.com, or you can go to our website, which is reachlincolncounty.com, or you can email us at reachlincolncounty@gmail.com. Any of those, you should be able to either contact somebody or be able to register. Register now. Go ahead and register. Space will be limited because we only have room for 30 kids, and we want everybody that wants to get in to be able to get in. And you would pay on the first day of camp. It would be $25 per camper. If somebody wants to sponsor a child, or sponsor an artist, same thing. Just either email us or email the Art Center. Either way.
Gotcha. All right. And the pool party as well. Amy, tell them how they can get in touch for that as well.
Yes, they can email us at reachlincolncounty@gmail.com just to say, hey, my name is so-and-so. We have so many people in our family. We want to be a part of the pool party. So that's all we need for that, is just your name and who you are. Again, that's for the whole family, siblings, parents, whatever. And it's free, there's no charge, and so we just need to have a head count. The pool party will be July 26th, so we probably need a head count by the week before, and then we just show up and party at the pool party. I mean, you can't get any better than that. And then we be looking for at the fall for more VIP nights with First Baptist, so we're going to be scheduling those and developing those, and we would love to have people come. I think as the word spreads and as it grows, it's just going to keep growing and growing. That's our hope.
Absolutely. Well, Ed, we've been speaking with Julie Miller and Amy Satterfield of Reach of Lincoln County. Yeah. It's been a pleasure having you guys in the studio today to talk about Reach. We encourage folks at home, if you are interested in helping or donating to Reach, to please go out and look at their Facebook page and their website there for ways to do that, and ways to volunteer. I know these ladies sure would love to have more volunteers.
Yes.
Absolutely. They have a dream team, but the dream team can grow.
Yes.
Definitely.
It can get dreamier. Bigger and dreamier, yes.
All right. Well, thank you both for coming in this afternoon.
So much. Thank you.
And thank you, our viewers, for watching FPU's Channel 6, and we'll see you back in here next time.